Los Angeles exclusive revolutionary
The best store in the world, largest selection. Right now we have a guy, one of my first clients back in the days because he started the game a long time ago, but right now we'll go for it with the news. TYGA, Cash Money, Young Money, April 8th at BAINS. Also check details on LUNETTES.com, everything's there. Wild Energy Night, a wild party. It's $50 every ticket. We sell tickets at the store. Check all the news on LUNETTES.com because right now we just launched yesterday the official Kings of Past exclusive salon. We have one of the best shades in the market from the 60s, 70s, 80s, really unique styles. The same as like Elvis used to wear, Biggie used to wear, all the biggest stars used to wear. So we have everything in stock. We have all the current section and we have the exclusive and unique vintage section. So come shop at Lunettes. You can check the e-shop also. Right now we're going to work with one of my boy, Mr. Peezee.
Man, I started a long time ago. Like you said, I was one of the first clients. So we go from way back. Man, I started this shit like probably 15 years ago. Got my first album out in 1998. It was a bilingual album. Then after that, started being a studio engineer, and I became a video director in 2001. So man, it's been a long time. I really don't know. I mean, because of the fact that there's not a lot of people that do what I do with the video directing stuff. I would say maybe that's like what gives me an edge right now, being a video director, because it allows me to travel around the world. But the rapping stuff also, you know, it got me to sign with Universal in 2005. So I mean, in producing, I've produced tracks for so many people and some commercial music for TV commercials and all of that, some jingles, and I mean, all three of them, man, it's all the same to me. They all got the same value to my eyes, you know. I was baptized the mayor by it was in 2005 when I was with Universal. I had been signed to Universal through one of their sub-labels, which was Eric Lapointe's label, and it was Diffusion YFB, which stands for Yves-François Blanchet, and he was the president of La Disque back then, but he was also my manager, and he thought my album was so much about Montreal, and he couldn't really understand how I would talk so much about Montreal while doing some American type of rap like that. And he was like, man, when I was doing interviews, he was like, man, have you ever thought of, you know, running for the mayor one day, you know, the mayor of Montreal? And I was like, man, that could be some cool stuff. And I was doing interviews, you know, like we toured across Canada, so we do like promo tours, promo runs. We do one full day of all the radio stations in one city and the TV stations, and everywhere I would go, they would say, man, you look so passionate when you talk about Montreal and the 514. You know, you should, the way you just defend your city and you just talk about it, you should run for the mayor one day, you know. So that's how the name came, you know. For us, the plan always was to move out of Montreal, to make it happen somewhere else, to come back here stronger after that with the right tools and the right money, the right means to make things happen for this city, you know. Go somewhere else to see how it would work over there, how things work, how the industry works, you know, in a place where people make a living out of it. I mean, rappers over there and people that got labels, they drive Bentleys, and it's not like that around here. Of course, it's a question of market, but we had to go somewhere else to see how it was and really live there. So for the last, 2 years and a half, we've been like 8 months a year, 9 months a year in LA, just doing contacts and just working with everybody over there, with a lot of rappers, a lot of labels, a lot of people from, you know, within the industry, and we're just learning so much. So this is why we just moved out there. We moved out there because that's where it's happening. And also, I mean, we got a lot of friends over there that we knew from back then, and it's just a beautiful place to be at, you know. I mean, you got the beach, the weather is, I mean, it rains like probably like two days a month or something like that, so it's just like crazy weather. I just love it over there, you know.
You know, I was one of the founders of the first crunk movement in Canada, which is called the Berserk Squad. So I've been doing a lot of touring around the country, teaching kids about this new dance that came out in around 2000, which was called crump dancing, which got like to Montreal, let's say like around 2005. I was one of them, one of the pioneers that really, you know, brought it to the youth, helped the youth, you know, channel their energy throughout this dance. Besides that, I'm a well-known in the international popping scene. I'm part of the G-Style California crew. Shout out to Slick Dog. And yeah, man, been doing my thing. Been, you know, doing a lot of competitions and all that. It's been my hustle. Besides the music thing, was the dancing. You know, been really involved in teaching the youth and, you know, doing my thing. You know. As you can see right here, we got shirts. G-House movement is a new sound. Now we all know that the house music is really something that, you know, a lot of today's artists get involved with, you know. So pretty much our sound has a lot of house to it, but we add that like little California G-funk twist to it. So my man Peezee he was working on the track and it was like a house track, but the way that it was sounding, it was different. So we just said, man, that's still G, that's some house stuff, but it still has a G sound to it, a G-funk sound to it, and we still kept the rap and the credibility of, you know, hip-hop that we added to it, that we added to the G-house sound, and that's how we came up with the G-house movement. So we have me, Peezee, and we also got Slick Dog that's doing the talk box on a lot of tracks. Beautiful Music, that's the name of the project that we got with me, Peezee, and the boy Blue from California. So Beautiful Music, you know, you gotta stay tuned for that because it's gonna be some hot stuff. Like I said, it's gonna be like a lot of that G-house sound that we're gonna put in the album, and we're gonna have you know, a lot of collaborations and all that. So the project is called Peezee Presents Beautiful Musique, which is me, Blue, and my man Peezee the man.
I gotta go with the Montreal Expos, and the Montreal Expos. I go watch like Angels games in LA and Dodger games, but man, I mean, I can't feel it. You know, I don't have no memories of being there with my uncles, with my granddaddy, with my dad, with my friends. I mean, it's just the Montreal Expos, man. You gotta give it up to Rick Ross. I mean, a lot of people, even though right now he's like really out there, blown out, you know, super commercial and everything, he's still a motherfucking good rapper. You know, he can spit. A guy that I like also, he's on the come up on the LA scene, it's Nipsey Hussle. He's raw. He's a little bit rawer than, you know, than Snoop Dogg, but he reminds me a little bit of Snoop Dogg in the way he approaches the game and everything. But my favorite rapper is the boy Game. I don't care what they say about him, what shit or whatever. The dude can spit. The dude can spit, and Game is just like on top of the game right now. You know, late night, I watch a lot of Criminal Minds, man, you know, because I'm trying to do crimes, man. I'm trying to see how to just like play the police, you know. No, but I like Criminal Minds. I really like Dr. House too. Dr. House, he's just like, man, that dude is super cool, man, and I just love that. And my favorite TV show, and I'm sure you won't believe this, but I've been featured on it as the Bad Girls Club. Ooh.
Any scoop you can give us on those?
Hey man, on last night's episode, they just I was making my entrance on the show, and yeah, hey, the hell with it. I signed some papers not to say anything, but I'm gonna say it right here for for exclusive shit for my man Bodo and Lunettes. But the way they just edit that shit is just crazy. They got me. They put a telephone voice effect on my voice and they chopped a piece of when I was over there in a party in that house, and I was just going all wild. You know, the girl I was with, she was claiming West Side Chicago, I'm West Side Chi-Town, Charmaine, and all my dudes from LA, they were there with me, and they were calling me Pete Compton, you know. So I was like, this is your boy Pete Compton. So they just took a part of that and a part of the phone conversation I had with her, and they put my voice in with a telephone effect, and it goes like, what's up girl, it's your boy Pete Compton. Yeah, I'm gonna pick you up and we're gonna go on a date. But I never said that on the telephone, you know. And then we went out on a date in a restaurant they closed out in Hollywood. It was like some cool shit, you know, like some big production shit, and we had a date over there, and it was super cool. You know, we was laughing and everything, and the way they just edited that shit, it was like her talking all the time and me just going like I couldn't talk. I wouldn't talk the whole date, and she would be like annoying and everything, but it wasn't really like that. But anyways, you know, they did her bad on that shit, and I give them a thumbs up, you know. Hey, R.I.P. Nate Dogg, man. When I heard about that news, man, fuck, Nate Dogg, so many memories, man. I used to, hey, you're cruising. I mean, Warren G is one of my favorite artists, man. I had the chance to talk to him over the phone a couple of times, man, when we was working on a project, and he's a cool dude, and man, he's just like, and when you're talking Warren G, you're talking Nate Dogg too, because he was on so many of them. He was like Warren G's best friend and all of that, so I got so many memories listening to some Nate Dogg. I got to go with, I just love the chorus, the hook he did on How Long Will It Mourn Me by Thug Life. It was Tupac and his friends. How Long Will It Mourn Me, that's one. A good song I like too, one of my homies from LA posted it yesterday, and I was like, man, I've listened to that song so many times. And it was not a popular song, but it was, these days, it was Nate Dogg featuring Daz Dillinger. And the #1 song with Nate Dogg on it gotta be, what's the name of that song? It ain't no fun, motherfuckers. It's so like, it's so Nate Dogg, I forgot about the title, but Ain't No Fun, man. It got, you know, the whole world singing that song when it came out, and it's still a classic nowadays. You put that in a party in LA and you play that shit and everybody goes wild, man. So I gotta go with that. R.I.P. Nate Dogg, man. Thanks for everything you did for the music industry in the West Coast, homie. That's a no contest, man. I got a pic of myself in 1981 with an Expo hat. So I rocked the Expo hat first, you know. I don't got no beef with anybody rocking the Expo hat. I mean, it's good for the game. That's what I want. I want as many people to rock that shit internationally as possible. But man, the Expo cap for me, man, has been since 1981. I know, I think the second one who rocked it first after me was Chubby. He got it. He sent me a pic one day. He was like, "You think you rocked it first? Check this shit. I had it in 1983." I'm like, man, nah, that's good. But I got 1981, so I think it was the second one to wear it. You know, someone from being someone from the rap game. But if not, man, I mean, the Expo cap for me, it's everything. You know, when I'm in LA, you'll never catch me with, or New York, you'll never catch me with a New York Yankee hat or a Dodger hat or anything. And it's never been that way for me. It's always been the Expo cap. And when you're in the States, you'll always wear the cap of where you're from. You know, if you see someone with a 49ers hat in the States, you know he's from San Francisco. You go talk to him, hey man, you're from San Francisco or whatever. Out here in Montreal, people wear all kinds of hats that are not from the city, and they don't really understand that culture. But that's how it is in the States. So for me, it's just, it's crucial to wear my hat over there. And I was a fan of the team, and I knew the players the last years they were here, because I was old enough to be in the surroundings of the team and everything. And they were all great guys, and man, I just love the Montreal Expo. So I mean, big up to everybody repping at the Expos right now. But I mean, I was the first, whatever they say. I think I'd like to get into politics to make things change. You know, when I see Quebec City's mayor, man, and he's moving things and he's doing things big, man, I love that dude. I'm like, man, if the mayor out here in Montreal was like that, we can move things, you know. So I'd like to, you know, to use the contacts I'll make in this music business throughout the years, and as I grow older, to just to be able to use that afterwards, and to get people with money to invest in Montreal City. You know, maybe live in the States for a while and come back in like 10, 20 years when I'll be like 50 and just run up for mayor. But you know, I mean, being a rapper is gonna be hard. They're gonna pull out a lot of things about me afterwards, and they're gonna be like, they're gonna try to bring me down. But whatever, man. I'd like to be the mayor of Montreal City one day, or at least be you know, big promoter for the city internationally. But yeah, politics is cool, man. It's always hard when it comes to the Montreal scene, because there's like two different scenes. You know, there's the English scene and the French scene. You know, the French rap scene is kind of something else. You know, it's hard to grow out of Montreal with it unless you go to France. For the English side of things, you know, you can go out across Canada and then the States and then internationally. So I think that what we're seeing right now in Montreal, we're seeing a lot of English artists they come up together, they form like coalitions and all of that, and trying to control the market with that, but they're all like friends of each other. So they're not necessarily about talent and professionalism, although a lot of them are very talented. But I think that's not really the way we got to make it work. The way Montreal has to see this is they got to learn how it really works in the industry out there. You know, people see Drake and they think that Drake is out there because he's the greatest. It doesn't work like that, really. You know, everything works with networking, and networking with people with money. You know, you got to have the Jewish attorney in New York or LA if you want to blow in the streets. The hype doesn't really come from the street. You know, you start rapping in the street, but after that, it's a big Jewish corporation that's going to create your buzz and make it blow in the street. Pay the right people and have the right people saying your name on the streets and give you that credibility and back it up with a lot of money. So until Montreal learns about how it really works, I mean, you can do songs and videos and try to play it on Virgin Radio and big radio stations in Toronto, or play on Much Vibe because you know Greg Batiste or whatever, but that won't lead you nowhere unless you got like the whole machine behind you pushing. And I think it's important for artists from out here that want to go out there and be international to learn about that, because that's really one of the only ways to make it happen. And it's quite feasible, but you just got to know the right way to do it. So I mean, that's what I tell everybody that come up to me. There's a lot of Montreal rappers that we're not known to be friends with, but they come up to us and write us emails and send us tracks, and they're like, man, could you hook me up with Felly Fel? Could you hook me up with that dude, could you hook me up with Snoop Dogg in LA? It doesn't work like that, you know, but we're always trying to help them, though. We're always trying to tell them, hey, this is what you need to do if you want to do this, that, and that, you know. So yeah, I think the best advice I got from Montreal is to start playing the real game and to learn about how it works, and that way you'll be successful and you won't work in vain. You know, it's cool to be played on K103, but it doesn't end there. If you want to be international, you got to play on radio stations that are international, and for that you need the whole 9 yards behind you pushing for you. What's next is that you're going to see more and more artists from out here that want to make it happen go somewhere else, you know, because out here you can't create a market, you can't invent people, you know. The population is small. It's nothing compared, and it's growing old. It's nothing compared to what it is in California or New York. In California, like 50% of like the 35 million people they got over there are under 20. So they all listen to rap music or punk music, but even there, you know, it's just that you know, little section of the population that listen to rap is way bigger than the whole Quebec's population, you know. So I mean, you got to go somewhere else and then bring it here, and I think that's the only way. I think that's what's next for Montreal. You're gonna see more and more people exporting themselves, and that's how it's gonna be, man.
Alright, so this is 200 Vision 44, my man Peezee, my man Snaxx. That's knowledge for you guys, international people, big dreamers, but not only dreamers, big people that do actions. And it's really important to make your dreams come true with the right things in mind. So we'll go with the fascia right away. I have a nice frame from the Kings of Past section. That's a Ferre right there. It's hot stuff right there. We go also with the Bickenberg blazer, the Kings of Past jewelry. That's you put a frame right there and you hook it up. That's we'll have a silver, we'll have a gold piece soon. So check out the jewelry line Kings of Past. Also my man Dumb Rebel, straight from here. This t-shirt is like $5.99 in store. It's international. A lot of artists like Tiesto and all that wears that a lot. You saw Birdman at the Grammys a few years ago with it. This is the new line, Dumb Rebel art line, I think. And we go with a nice 514 Levi's jeans and some cuts at the end. So it's nice and simple. Today was the after launch of the Kings of Fast, so check it out on LUNETTES.com. My man Peezee, describe the style.
Well, as always, I'm rocking the must here, Montreal Expo hat, red and black for G-House movement, not for Bloods. Hope I'm clear with that. I'm rocking a Goose. I'm keeping it ghetto, you know, it's nothing too fancy, you know. I got the G-House movement hoodie here that we got done in LA, you know, we're selling those. I got the Wooden Rose Red here. I got some cap roll jeans and some Nikes, you know, like the usual stuff. Marc Jacobs, man, that's the Marc Jacobs. That's Bodo shit, Marc Jacobs, man, that's the shit right there.
Snaxx, what's up with you, man?
You know, Bodo's always hooking me up, man. You know, you got the best at Lunette's right here.
That's a nice pair of
Dior,
right here.
Dior's, you know what it is. And as always, like, if you see Snaxx, you're always gonna catch me wearing some black. But of course, this is important for me right now, man. This is a new movement. G-House, you already know what it is. And I got my jacket right here, straight out of Zara. That's just how I keep it. My jeans, you know, kind of ghetto also, ripped a bit. That's just how I keep it, man.
Oh, but it's grown-up sexy.
That's it, grown-up sexy.
You know?
You know how it is, man.
So that was all for 200 Visions number 44. Check out all the other stuff on the website LUNETTES.com. Peace.